Well, good morning and welcome to a very windy Cape Town. It's one of the windiest days of the year. There have been weather warnings for the wind, gale force plus 80 k's an hour. Plus, Cape Point, which is quite a popular spot, is getting winds of over 120 kilometers an hour. So what I wanted to chat to you about was, how can you grow vegetables if you're getting winds like this? And the solution is actually pretty simple. You need to have effective windbreaks. You need to have extra windbreaks, like not just the size you need, but the size you need plus double. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk around, show you some of the areas of wind that we're busy getting, and then just show you what it's like inside the vegetable gardens, and you'll see that there is practically no wind to speak of, and how well the plants are doing. I mean, we were even growing turmeric, which turmeric in a windy environment doesn't work. If I turn you around, you have a look. Along this wall, you'll see a big screen and some kiddie stuff. Now, our wind comes from straight behind the camera and comes straight through in here, and this is where the kitchen garden is. You can see some of the plantings at the back. The wind just pumps through here. Before we put this up, it's impossible to grow anything there. The wind just flattens it. But now with this, what we've done is created a system where the wind comes in, doesn't hit it dead on, hits it side on, and then you'll see it pushes it out that little corner over there. So what you don't want with a windbreak is you don't want a flat wall or fence, because then you're just going to have to reinforce it. It's going to get blown over. So what we've tried to do with ours is to have them all diagonal. So when the wind hits it, it runs down the side as opposed to hitting it. Then you also get negative, positive pressures, all of that stuff, where you actually create a vortex on the other side of it, which creates its own wind in itself. But if you have it diagonally, the wind actually just runs down the side, and you have no issues whatsoever. So now that we're in the inside of the kitchen garden in the side here, and we look up at the trees, they're moving, but not really. Crouching down next to a turmeric. You can see it's moving, but it's not a gale force wind. These turmeric plants would basically just be in pieces if they were exposed to direct any of this wind we're busy experiencing right now. As well, we've got some new peas in the ground, shifting into the winter, colder weather. You'll see the peas behind me. They don't like a lot of wind, but nasturtiums, they're not even busy moving. So windbreaks can be incredibly effective. Like I said, you just need to do it properly. Okay, then on the other side, where we have some of our bigger plantings, we have an entire wall. This wall is extra, like I said earlier. It's 3 meters tall, so it's quite big, but it does an incredible job at stopping the wind. We have corn, 2 plantings of corn there, and you can see in the background they're hardly moving. What we've done is just taken round poles, stuck them in the ground really nice and deeply, compacted it nicely, and then just taken, I can't remember, it's 86, as close to 100% shade cloth as possible, but not full blocking. You still want a little bit of air to come through. And you'll see how effective these are. If you end up pushing, you can see there's a lot of wind resistance that comes through here. And then what we've done which is really effective as well. You can use your windbreaks to double up as grow walls. So here you can see we have some climbing beans that we've planted along here. We've put a wire mesh up, and then we're going to be doing the same up there. So we in essence have created a windbreak doubling up as a 3-meter bean wall, which is, you can grow quite a lot in that. So I also just want to show you some of the corns. We did a video on these, which is around staking. You can see we've got little stakes in the ground that hold the corn up, but we don't actually even need them because of these windbreaks. They're so effective. You can hear the wind howling, and you can see the corn is hardly moving. So these are more a fail-safe. These are the primary way to get rid of the wind. But if you are a little bit more exposed, watch this video on how to stake your corn plants. It's super simple. They're getting big. They're starting to flower now. The bases are about that thick, and it's got a tiny little dowel this size that's busy holding it up. Very effective. So thanks for joining us on this little journey. If you're in Cape Town and you are experiencing this wind, don't get demotivated. I know it's demoralizing. It can be really, really painful. But just think smartly about how to block the wind. If you have individual beds, then you can do individual screens next to them. Just put some posts down the side. But as I said about being extra, don't just go the width of your bed. Do at least another 1/2 meter on each side. And if your plants are growing 1 meter tall, go 2 meters high, because you don't want to create any vortexes or anything like that. So if you're going a little bit extra, you know you're getting that protection if there's a slight shift in the wind. So do that. Think about how your wind travels. In Cape Town, we're lucky we get mainly 2 kinds of winds, southeast, northwest. Southeast being the worst of them. So protect from the southeaster, but like I said, don't make a barrier that the wind goes directly into. Put it diagonally, so when the wind hits it, it just deflects and runs down and out. If you're going to create a barrier, you're going to have to do reinforced. So this is your fence. You're going to have to put posts on each side, so that when the wind blows, it's going to try and blow it over. So you're going to have some posts in place, which then takes up a lot of space. So yeah, if you're in Cape Town, let me know what you're busy doing to handle the wind. I know it's been pretty brutal, but luckily we're heading into winter, so we're heading into a wind shift, and yeah, no more of the brutal Cape Doctor. Have a good day, everyone, and see you soon.